Welcome back. After that incredible celebration of praise, our journey together in worship, it starts to deepen now. We're moving from a posture of big outward declaration to a much quieter, more attentive place. Let's just slow down and listen.
When God speaks, the storm is silenced. When his voice thunders, every chain must break. Listen.
Listen, this is the voice of victory.
And that brings us to the very heart of this song. It's a question that honestly shapes everything: our faith, our peace, our whole purpose. And the question is simply this: what happens when God speaks? The entirety of this song is a beautiful answer to that profound reality. So let's begin right at the song's opening. What's so interesting is that it doesn't start with a huge crescendo of praise or some kind of shout of defiance. No, instead, it opens in this really reverent atmosphere, inviting us to do one simple thing: to listen to a voice that carries ultimate authority. I want you to notice how victory is framed here. It isn't presented as the result of our struggle or our strength, is it? Victory is the direct, undeniable consequence of God's speech. Before we ever act, before we make a move, He has already spoken. Then, as the first verse begins, we find ourselves in a scene that probably feels familiar to many of us, a place of darkness and fear. But watch how the focus immediately shifts to the one thing that provides an anchor in that uncertainty: His promise.
When the night surrounds me and the shadows rise in fear, I will trust your promise, for I know that you are near.
Your whisper calms the ocean. Your word restores my soul. Every battle's ended when your voice takes control.
This reminds us of such a core truth. The presence of shadows, or that feeling of fear, that doesn't disprove the nearness of God. Our trust isn't anchored in what we can see, but in what He has spoken. Our faith finds its footing in His promise. And this tells us so much about the nature of His authority. It doesn't always have to be a thunderous roar. Even His whisper carries enough power to bring order to chaos, to calm the raging seas within us. When His voice takes control, our battles have already ended. As we enter the chorus, we realize this isn't just a celebration. It's a powerful act of confession. When we sing these words, we're actively realigning our own beliefs with what God has already declared to be true about us. We are simply agreeing with Heaven.
The voice of victory, speaking freedom over me. The voice of victory declares my destiny. No power can silence
The word of the King,
the voice of victory.
forever I will sing.
The voice of victory, forever I will sing.
The second verse then expands this theme so beautifully. It moves from our personal, internal fears to the cosmic authority God holds over all of creation. It's this incredible shift in scale that just reinforces the central message.
Mountains bow before you, giants tremble at your name. Chains are breaking open at the sound of heaven's flame.
Your spirit leads me onward. Your song has made me free. Oh, I'm living in the triumph of your authority.
And notice the focus here. It isn't on the size of the mountains or the strength of the giants. It's all about their response to His voice. Just as Scripture shows us that the wind and the waves obeyed Him, so too must every obstacle in our lives. Nothing in all creation, not even the things that intimidate us the most, can successfully resist his divine command. And this right here, this is the confidence of the believer. Our triumph isn't something we are striving to achieve one day. It is a present reality we get to inhabit because of who he is and what he has spoken. We are living in the victory he has already secured. And now the worship shifts. The bridge takes this personal confidence and transforms it into a communal, congregational declaration. It's that moment where I becomes we, affirming this truth together as one body.
All right, when he speaks,
Chains must fall.
when he speaks,
Peace for all.
when he speaks,
Walls come down.
when he speaks.
Victory now.
In worship, we learn the power of this kind of call and response. It's so much more than just singing along. It is a corporate agreement. Together, we affirm the undeniable outcomes that are set in motion the moment God speaks. It reinforces our shared faith in his final word. As we are guided into the final chorus, the energy doesn't just escalate into hype. Instead, it settles. It settles into this deep, confident rest. It's the assurance that comes from knowing the outcome is already decided.
Speaking freedom over me. The voice of victory declares my destiny. No power can silence
The word of the King,
the voice of victory.
forever I will sing.
Voice of victory. Forever I will sing.
Forever I will sing.
Forever I will sing. The voice of victory.
Oh, yeah.
And this brings us to the very heart of the song's message. True faith finds its rest when the outcome is certain. And the outcome is certain because the King has spoken. Our role is not to generate victory, but simply to align our hearts with the victory he has already declared. And this is why our hope is so secure. The victory we walk in, the crown we are promised, is not dependent on our performance. It is guaranteed by the unwavering authority of his voice. This is a truth we can absolutely rest in, and it's a truth we are invited to explore more deeply. If this time of reflection has ministered to your heart, there are ways to continue this journey of worship. One way is to subscribe to Eliyah Mensah's channel, and I'd invite you to think of it not just as following an artist, but as a deliberate step to bring more of this spirit-filled worship into your life on a regular basis. You can also partner with what God is doing through this ministry by purchasing the full album, Crowned for Victory. It's really a wonderful act of stewardship that helps ensure this message of hope and triumph can continue to reach others. And so, let's end where we began, with a gentle question to carry with you. How does our perspective, our peace, and our praise truly change when we shift our focus from the noise of the battle to simply listening for his voice?